Okay, so we are coming to the end of our meeting. And the one thing that I want to address with you specifically, because this is my residential seat, and I have said to the council, I said at the council meeting, I've gone to the senior citizens center, and I have basically offered my apology for my behavior at the council meeting. You know, one of the things that I will tell you, although I apologize for the way that I behaved, I'm not sorry for advocating for what I believed in was right. Now, I may not have reacted in a way that I'm proud of, and I have said that many, many times, because I know the expectations that many of you have for those that you elect to represent you. And I was not proud that I lost my cool. And I was not proud of the fact that I felt like I was being bullied, right? And I'm a human being. And as I said that day, I say this day, and I will say tomorrow. Don't ever take my humanity away. Because every person that you know has a limit. They have a limit. And unfortunately, I allowed that to push me to a limit that I should not have gone to, okay? So to you all, I am going to offer my sincerest apology. And during the time, I've been here, next year will be my last year, it'll be my 8th year. And I have never had that kind of an outburst. So it's not my character, and it is not the way in which I lead, and I try to be an example of it. But I want you to also understand something as residents, and that is that we have an obligation also to conduct ourselves in a way that we can be proud of and that we can get things done together. Just because we disagree on an issue, it doesn't make us enemies. It doesn't make us less friendly to one another. This is a single issue, and sometimes we can take care of it and it's done. And then sometimes we can't. There's things sometimes that we can't do. But you know, like I'm a 40-year educator, and one of the things that I have found that children have the biggest problem with, and they never quite grow out of, and that is feeling like they are not heard. And so I know that sometimes as adults and as residents, you might come and you feel that you're not heard. And there's nothing that devalues an individual more than to feel like they're being muzzled. Or you done said something over and over and over again, and it looks like you're being ignored. So again, I recognize that some of you might have felt that way. You know, sometimes there are things going on in the background when we're trying to get things done that you don't see. And unfortunately, we're not at liberty to discuss it publicly. But we are fighting and advocating and pushing for money, for funds, for priorities, for a whole lot of things. And again, when you are in these offices, sometimes I tell people, you see these 2-minute glamorous shots, but what you don't see is all night. It's a lot of work in the background. And so it doesn't just come at the swipe of an ink pen. It takes a lot to get it done. It doesn't mean that I don't hear you, and I know in many instances it doesn't mean that you don't hear me. But I will say that sometimes we hear the wrong thing that the other person is saying because it doesn't come out right, or we don't receive it right. And so my message to you is, once again, I apologize to you because I represent you. And my goal is never to misrepresent you. Don't open up that door. No, I'm dead serious.
That was an accident.
Oh, they didn't know. Oh. I don't want anybody else to keep coming in. This is a distraction. Because I want you to see my serious attention. Okay? Because I think that this is a serious matter. My issue is never to disrespect you. But my issue is also not to be disrespected. I try to make myself as available to you as I possibly can. And if there's anybody that'll go to the wall for you, it's me. It's me. Even sometimes when you might disagree with me, don't think that it's about me. Usually I'm going to the wall for somebody else. So sometimes you may not have heard the phone calls that I received. You may not understand why I'm advocating so hard for a pool for Myrtle Grove, because there's more constituents than the ones we see in this room. And they're not the ones that show up like you guys do, who are active, who are in the trenches. But they are the ones that are calling. They are the ones that are coming to the office. They are the ones that are advocating for the things that they believe in. So my role as your elected representative is sometimes to try to find balance, so that everybody can look at it and say, oh, that happened, that's what I wanted. Oh, that happened, that's what I wanted. Just like they say, that didn't happen, and that's what I wanted. So it's very difficult sometimes to balance the priority to the priorities. It's difficult sometimes to get everybody on the council to agree that they'll vote, that they can support. It's sometimes difficult for the manager to say, hey, listen, I got 7 other people on this council that have priorities, and yours can't go now. So we are all trying to work cooperatively to try to serve you, to try to keep the momentum going forward, to be progressive, to make sure that you can see yourself somewhere. And it's not easy. It's not easy. You know, I know that a lot of people see me around a lot of places, but I work a full-time job. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. I get off and I come here, and sometimes I don't sleep all night long. Worry, stress, aggravation, a whole lot of things. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not complaining about it, because I signed up for it. But I'm saying to you that I'm human. I'm saying to you that I'm human. And sometimes you can push a person so far that they will push you back. So again, I don't want you all to feel it. And again, I apologize if you felt disrespected, because I don't mean to disrespect you. If I did, I would have disrespected you so many times up to now till you wouldn't be able to count it. But that's not my intention. That's not my intention. My intention is to honor you, to do my very best for you, and to leave something behind that I could point to and you could point to, that effective government was at work. Now, what I believe I would like to do is this. Going forward, I think if there was something that you want to talk to me about, just talk to me about it. If you hear something, come to me about it. I'll tell you the truth, right, wrong, and indifferent. I'm a big girl. I don't get it right all the time. But don't take somebody else's word for it when I'm right here every month. Just ask me. If you feel that I did something wrong, anybody disagree, but let's have that conversation. Join me in the fight. Don't come against me. Because what you're going to find out is that I'm not against you. I don't get paid to be against you. I get paid to see that what you did and what you want is given to you. But it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. Now some people say, yeah, you get paid, but there's not enough money that will pay me for my time, my effort, these bags under my eyes, my stress levels, my blood pressure. It ain't enough. And it showed me it isn't enough the amount of time that I spend away from my mom. And so what I'm trying to say to you is this, right? Everybody has a job, a role. And I want to say this to you because I want you to hear me. Because like people say, well, and I'm going to talk about the third term now. I'm going to talk about that. Because I don't mind addressing tough issues. And I don't mind. So people come to me and they say, well, she wants a third term for herself. No, I don't want a third term for me, dog. This ain't about me as an individual. What this is about is us collectively. I don't have to serve another term. But I have a responsibility to come back and tell you I done looked over the mountaintop. And in this place, this is what I see. And this might be something y'all need to look at and see how that's going to overall affect this city. I'm not saying that it's for me. I'm saying that it's for us. Because see, I'm not moving. I'm going to live here. And I've been here. I done walked the halls of the city. I walked the streets of the city. I knock on doors. I'm in front of grocery stores. I was at Carroll City Park, 10,000 people. And I wasn't there as a visitor. I wasn't there as a participant. I was there as an organizer. Because that school means a lot to me. And when my time is up, I'm going to still be with them. So it don't do us no good to fight against one another. I'm not against you. I'm not. But you got to talk to me like you with me. I'm not here to fight you. I'm only here to fight for you. And so again, I didn't mean to hurt nobody. I didn't mean to disrespect anyone. But I will tell you the honest to God truth, that the way some of y'all treat people, you got to evaluate that. The way you talk about them, people don't like to be lied on, and other people come and tell you things that someone has said, and then people are angry with me, and they don't know the truth. Okay, let me say this one more time. Like y'all two sitting together, right? But don't mean that because you sit with that one that you agree with that one, right? That's how it is with me. I serve on the council sometimes. I don't agree with what passes. But you all come out and say, oh yeah, you know, they're all together now. It don't even be like that. But you know what? You never came to me and said, Councilman, tell me about this. Tell me what's going on. And it makes me wonder if you really want to know the truth. I'm not a difficult person to meet. I'm here every month. You can talk to me, and I sit here after the meeting and talk to you and listen to you. Now, does it excuse it? No. So that's why I'm telling you, I was wrong. I should have handled myself better. I didn't. I apologize, but I still believe the same thing. Everyone in this room deserves the right to be heard at the ballot box. 40 people do not speak for 120 people. The charter states that if you desire to make a revision, that you have to bring it before the voter, not me. I felt that this was something. Now let me say this here, then I'm going to get into stuff. Y'all some of the smartest people I know. The residents of Miami Gardens are some of the smartest people I know. And anything more often than not that you place before them, they're going to read, they're going to research, they will come, they will challenge it, they will do things, so I'm not even worried about it. So that's why I said, let the issue come and let the voter make the decision. Let them have their discussion and then let them go to the ballot box and make their decision. That's all I was saying. Nothing more and nothing less. So again, I say, apologize to you all for my behavior. You won't have to worry about that again until my term is up. And even after my term is up, I will not conduct myself like that again. I am going to say to you, don't go around bullying people. Okay? All right. So y'all want to ask, you got a question? Okay, I think I got one back here, and then you might not, do you, sir? And anybody else? Yes, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I tell
I
you.
hear you saying third term and like something happened. I don't know what it was, but I know if somebody told me enough, I must probably not, I'm going to get out of character.
Okay.
So, like you said, we're all human.
Yeah.
But the other stuff, I'm a little.
Okay.
You have to
I tell you, I'm
go
gonna let the people answer some questions, ask their questions.
Okay.
And then I'll come back and I'll explain it, and then I'll explain in front of everyone, so that if I misspeak, they'll be able to correct it right here. That's cool? All right, so, mine now will be you circle back, okay?
So, I've heard you say it several times
Yes.
that you were bullied and you were intimidated, but you never explained what happened as to, the intimidation or the bullying, because, I would like to know. I've asked people, and I would like to know from you what exactly happened, because if, from what you said on the council, if they're wearing their T-shirts or they go up there and they say they want their third term or whatever it is that the collective of residents who felt they wanted to speak on it and they had the right to, during their 2 minutes, to speak on it, I have not heard directly what it is that they did to bully you or what they did to intimidate you. I'm just curious because I keep hearing the word bully, 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 but I don't know what it is. So if you could explain, that'd be great.
Let me tell you what I call bullying. Put your phone down. Put your phone down. Put your phone down. Put your phone down.
Yeah.
Put your phone down. That's bullying. Right here. And see, what I'm saying is, there are people that came to me and they said, Councilwoman, we really don't agree with the third term. And so we think that it shouldn't happen. And what was my response? I'll pull it. And I pulled the item. All right? I pulled the item from the agenda. Now you go on the YouTube and you look at the council meetings and see how many times they came there and they said what? No third term. No third term. And I said, but we pulled the item. I pulled the item myself. Okay? Because when they came to me, although I disagreed with them, I acquiesced because it wasn't that big of a deal to me. I just felt that the community needs to start having a conversation about what is an effective amount of time to get people's work done. And what ends up happening is the wheels of government turn so slow that you start saying they don't get nothing done. And the fact of the matter is that by the time you start moving it, you're out of office. Or the person that you had to partner with at the county, or someone that was at the state level, they're gone. So you can't get the work moving as quickly as you would like. And then people get frustrated and they begin to say that it's ineffective government. I got one thing for you, Leslie Estates. I've been working on Leslie Estates almost 8 years.
Yes.
And I mean going back to the state, coming back down, getting legal aid. It has taken years just to try to get the whole thing laid out so these people won't have to deal with all of that they're dealing with. And I'm telling you, it's been arduous. It's been difficult because our residents don't have thousands of dollars to pay legal fees. So I had to find it. And then the residents were so afraid that we're trying to take over the neighborhood, that they're going to lose something, and we said, no. So it took us about a year or so just to quell all of the lies that was going on about just cleaning up the streets.
Yes.
So, will I finish? My goal is to be finished, but it may have to be someone else that got to pick it up if they choose to. You see what I'm saying? If they choose to. Because somebody else come behind me, you know what they said? That ain't my concern. And so it's a big thing for me to try to get the work done. So when you have people coming, you say, I pulled it, and I'm going to leave that alone. But they still making it an issue. So you just start saying, well, I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to keep going. No third term. No third term.
But that's not bullying, though.
Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you handling me like that? I have done nothing to you. Now you told me that you didn't want it. I pulled it. Why you keep saying the same thing? You're trying to manufacture a narrative that people are not listening to you. That's not true. Because I told you that I was going to put it. So after about 4 meetings or so that's almost 4 months now. Y'all hear what I say? That's almost 4 months. You keep coming up with the same issue. And the issue was what? Dead. So you know what I found? I said, I really struggle with this here because I don't believe that this is the right way to pull it. I think that the people collectively ought to be able to say yay or nay. But what you're doing is you're going around, watch this now, telling people that I'm trying to get a third term for me. So guess what the people do? They get mad at me. I say, I'm not trying to get no third term for me. I'm not a one-trick pony. I have a career. I don't need this to define me. I got elected, and I got elected based on my name and my reputation. I didn't get elected on foolishness. I didn't come here to hurt nobody. So when you have people continue, what if I kept coming at you? Tell me, right? What if I keep coming at either one of you, and you done told me I'm not going to do that, Miss Wilson, I'm not going to say that, and you still coming over here at me, you still at all my meetings, you still talking about the third term, you showing up in your shirt, and I'm saying, but I told y'all I wasn't going to do that. I'm not going to do it. First of all, you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to lie to you. There's no added value to life for me to lie to you and make a public statement like that, and then you get to catch me that I'm lying. All right. So I'm gonna give you an example. I said, I want to try to get a pool at Myrtle Grove. We don't have any pools here in Miami Gardens. Black people don't know how to swim.
Not true.
Right? None of our children are learning how to swim. Right? And so I said, let me see if I can get some money. I was going to try to get the YMCA to come to Myrtle Grove. I was going to try to, do that. Because, I'm telling you what I believe. I looked at Myrtle Grove and I said, the tennis courts, they just need refurbishing. The basketball courts, they just need refurbishing. And I said, the playground is okay, right? It's basically new. But we need a pool in this area. When we look at Becky T and we go into that pool is not a large pool, right? It's an indoor pool, so it's no outdoor anything. So I said, well, listen, if we could get Myrtle Grove pool open, I could get some veteran dollars to come in. And what would happen is that the veterans would have outdoor aquatic therapy. And we would be able to use veteran dollars to add on to the building so we could get one-stop veteran services. So that they don't have to go all the way into where? Downtown Miami. Okay? They would be able to access these services right there at our park. You understand what I'm saying? I said, all we got to do is rearrange some things. I got into the agreement with day schools. I said, what could we do to try to use some of your land? Okay, now I'm going to pause right here. So let's look back there at Risco. Everybody went to the picnic? Okay, the picnic back there at Risco Park, that's a park that the county owns, that we have an interlocal agreement to use. Otherwise, if we didn't have that interlocal agreement, Carroll City would not have been able to be out there. So when people are saying, I'm trying to get an interlocal agreement in Myrtle Grove so that we can use some of their property as well, as we expand the use of our park, as we need our walkways to be expanded, the whole 9 yards, right? All of that I cannot say because I'm still what? Working on it. I'm still working on it. But people want to confuse me. They want to act like I'm trying to keep, Myrtle Grove is the farm I grew up on. From a little girl. That's where I learned to swim. I want other children to have the same beauty of life that I had growing up. Where I walked around the corner, I learned how to swim. Me and my friends ate our lunch from Parkway right there because they gave us free lunches in the summertime. I'm going to be finished in a minute. And so what I'm saying to you is that when I became elected and I ran for office, I had a dream for the things I wanted for this city. As a resident, I had a dream for it. And sometimes my dream may not be yours. And yours may not be mine. But I think if we come together, some of your dreams, some of my desires, and we can mesh it. I don't want to become nobody's enemy. I don't desire that. And so when you ask me where I was bullied, I'm telling you where I was bullied. I've been bullied about Myrtle Grove Park. I've been bullied about this here thing here. I've been bullied and called on a conference on many different occasions. And you know what? My integrity is important to me. It's like if I were to call you a liar. If I were to manufacture things about you, and it's not true, how would you feel? So that's why I say my humanity got the best of me, because to a large degree, nobody likes to feel it. Nobody likes to feel it. And it don't make it right, it doesn't make it right, but I'm just saying that I was operating in the overflow. That means I was full. I told you I wasn't going to do it. I pulled it just like I said. Let me say this here too. That night, I wish you guys could have seen my notes from the dais. On that dais was my talk to be able to say I was going to pull the item again. But you know what got me upset? You wouldn't even let me get to say it. For 2 hours, they spoke on what they wanted. They told me no. Everybody said no. And the moment I got to say something, people went to do it. Wow. Yeah. And so they had to calm them down. And then when I say, hey. So the point is that
I didn't hear anybody booing.
if you say that you want it more often than not, if I am not able to persuade you, my goal is not to force you. But I do believe that there is an opportunity for every individual to be heard at the ballot box. Now, again, if the ballot box comes and it's $200,000, I don't think that no council person on that stage will vote for $200,000 special election. So when it comes into the general election, if it would have come, it would have cost us $5,000, maybe $6,000 to put it on the ballot. Just like we did when we asked whether or not the city manager ought to live in the city. It cost us $5,000 to put that on the special election. That was not something that I made up. When they incorporated the city, they say any change to the to the charter, the voters vote on it. And they understood that a cost would come with it. I didn't do that. I'm following the rules. So the thing that I'm saying to you is, again, and like I said, I'm not going to bring this up no more. But and this is the last time I'm going to say it. I apologize. I apologize. And that's not going to happen.
Is it coming back?
Okay. I'm going to let him, okay, I'm going to try to give you some decent. You go, and you're going to work out way over here, okay?
Yeah, and hopefully,
I'll let you go after him, after her. Is that all right? And then okay.
all right, and hopefully, Councilwoman, this will be quick. But if I think the issue here is it was just transparency, and I'm referring to the third term, just the whole transparency piece. And so I'm just curious to know, as well as I'm sure others that may be sitting here or even watching on live, where did this third term derive from?
It came from me.
Okay, so not the citizens it came from.
Yeah, it came from me.
Okay.
Because let me tell you how it came from me. I am an elected official. And I'm also, an administrator of sorts. And what happens with administrators, in order to evaluate anything, that means that we have to go back and look at it, and we have to say, this is what works well, this is what doesn't work well, this is what we need to look at going forward. In my exit, I said to the residents, I'm saying to you, you got to look at being able to expand the amount of time of your elected officials so that they can get your work done. The amount of time that they have, and I know that it may seem like it's a lot, but from where, I'm just telling you, this is Katrina Wilson's opinion. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm not telling you that I'm right. I am telling you from my experience, this is what I see. You guys have to be the one to vote on it, not me. I'm one vote just like you. But this is my position, like you have one. You get what I'm saying? I didn't come to stay. See, that's and I don't want you to make this about me. But I'm telling you, it's about us. It's about us. It's about this entire community. And you'll understand it better if you get in office. You'll understand it better, the amount of time that it takes to move things through. Okay? And so I felt that it was my duty to make recommendations to you going forward. You understand? Based on my experience. And that happened to be. So I don't want you to make it about me, per se. I want you to look at what I'm saying and explore it. That's what you do. You go out there and you explore it. And what I want you to do is I want you to look at effective communities. Communities that you admire and tell me what their term limit is. I want you to go out there and I want you to look nationally at what the data says that people are moving into in order to be more effective. I am an educator by trade. I don't just come up with stuff. And I like to believe that when I do, because I pray over mostly everything. Because I was told from the very beginning that me as an individual has to die when you serve people. So you, doctor, go look it up. Do your research. You won't find out what I'm saying.